Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cincinnati Bengals, sitting right now. Bengals -4.5 to -5 even at home favorites in this one. 44.5 to 45 is your total. This thing has rocketed in the direction of the Bengals. This thing was down at a flat 3, then it went to 3.5, then it went to 4, then it went to 4.5. And as we said, there's even some 5s starting to pop on the side of the Bengals here. Bengals came off of a bye last week, Brad, and started to look a little bit better. And with all of that, you start to see a team that is, maybe that defense figured a little bit of something out. We know that the offense is really, really good. Stephen, actually, I'll start with you on this one. What do you think here as far as now this number has started to creep? Because I weirdly think that even at 4.5, it might be a little shy. There was a lot of hollow stats in this Steelers comeback last week, and there was a blown coverage in there that kind of helped pad the stats from Ben Roethlisberger and all that stuff. Like, he's still washed. There was one point, I know you saw it, where Chase Claypool was literally 7 yards behind the defender, and Ben Roethlisberger undershot him by like 6 yards, and like he had to stop and catch the ball. So I think there's a lot here to like about Cincy. It's just, do you like the price you have to pay for it?
I think you said it well. I think the market saw right through that Steelers cover on Sunday Night Football for what it was. I mean, this is a Steelers team that lost the yards per play battle 7.7 to 4.6 in that game. So what happened that they were able to just lose by 4 and cover the spread? Well, they had a block punt, they had a deflected ball off a helmet that magically bounced perfectly into the hands of a defender for an interception, and they got a 4th and 1 stop. That's how they covered the spread. So if you're forcing me to pick a side here, I'd probably lay it with the Bengals, even though we're getting the worst of the number as we record this right now. But I think I found an angle I like a little bit better. It's the first half under 23 points. I mean, we're talking about 2 division rivals that know each other very well, 2 teams that are ranked 29th and 32nd in first half pace, and overall Cincinnati 31st in situation neutral pace. So both offenses outside the top 20 in DVOA, both bottom 5 in pass block win rate. So that doesn't sound like a ton of points early on in this game to me. So if I can get a first half under 23, that's the angle I feel most confident in here.
Brad, we look at this this defense for Pittsburgh, and they're not anything like we saw last year, right? I mean, this was one of the top 5 units in all the NFL. This has now fallen down to middle of the pack. And if you look at actually some of the other advanced statistics, I mean, DVOA actually has them 25th. So, I mean, they would be in kind of the bottom third of the league when it comes to defenses. And so when it goes along with an offense that has just been sputtering along, in comes Cincinnati, first game off of a bye last week. They kind of did their thing. Yeah, there was a garbage touchdown in there where the score was a little cosmetic, but they still beat up on the Raiders pretty good in that game. I don't know why they wouldn't be able to do the same here against this Pittsburgh team. If you want to say TJ Watt's going to be back and that could cause some problems for Joe Burrow, I would say that Joe Burrow's actually been one of the top 5 quarterbacks against under pressure over the course of this season. So maybe that's something that, TJ Watt's a little bit different animal than a lot of these other guys. But I just don't have no confidence whatsoever in this Pittsburgh offense to be able to put points on the board. I took it at 3.5. It's moved in my direction. It's at 4.5 now. What do you think when it comes to Cincy and Pittsburgh here?
I took the +4.5 earlier today. When
we're on Oppo. Well, not really. It could land on. Yeah. It could land on 4, and me and you could both win. But yes, yeah.
As you say, it should be a low scorer sort of divisional matchup. So I took the 4.5. What sparked it was Tomlin came out and he said he expects back Minka Fitzpatrick, Joe Hayden, and TJ Watt, and that's a different defense. They're 3 very good players and probably 1 defensive player of the year. So I think TJ Watt missed the first matchup against these Bengals as well. So I think they'll have a lot more success than they've had done in that game, than they did last week against the Chargers. So I think some of those numbers, DVOA wise on the year, are misleading. But I would also say that these two are neck and neck. They're 21st and 22nd in DVOA on the year. So what if we give, in division home field at Cincinnati is probably half a point. So why are these teams 4 points apart? I think the Bengals, that they look better than they are, but they might still be a bit flashy. They hit the big plays, but their success rates aren't that good. They've had a very easy schedule. Tomlin in the underdog spot, he's historically been very profitable there. So, yeah, I just think it's too many points. I think 3.5 to 3 is probably a fair line.
Hey, we can't agree on everything. We're going to go head to head. I can't wait to be on the pod next week and rub it in your face whenever I win and you lose on this thing. Just kidding. We can still win.
I hope it's 4. I hope it's 4 and you both win.
I was going to say, we can both win. It lands on 4. Bam. We both win. Everyone's happy. I love it like that.